I'm sure in future reports I'm going to boil this down to simple bullet points. Then the second area is areas for improvement and how we're going to improve. So areas for improvement, again, I just went back up and said, okay, defense is really lousy, research needs work. So defense is especially weak. We think this is a function of our writing portfolio submission process. In the TSO, we didn't do a very good job of explaining what defense was for the students to meet that requirement. Research is okay. Proposed methods for improvement. Defense, we need to clarify the components in the portfolio for defense. We need to add an individual meeting session with 103, 104 students where they can discuss their work with a professor or TA. Now, I recognize that's not exactly realistic, but if we can find small ways to do that, maybe a little bit more here or there or after class or something, this section right here, this is the whole reason we're doing data analysis, so we can find better curricular ways to improve teaching our kids what we claim to be teaching them. And then this is another one, better incorporate the idea of defense into the course lecture. So one of the things we said we wanted to do in the TSO is teach students to orally and in writing defend their creative and academic choices. Well, according to our own analysis, we're not doing that very well. So, as a result, I thought we might do a better job in 103 and 104 incorporating the idea of defense. I don't know that kids really know what that means, and I don't talk about it in aesthetics, so maybe that's a little portion of a lecture I need to add. I'm not sure. And again, when I email this document around to O'Hara and Jen, they may add other bullet points in here with other ideas. The other option is instead of email, we could just, Michael, Jen, and I could sit down and have a conversation about this and take notes. I'm doing it this way because all three of us are very busy and it's hard to get three of us in the same place at the same time. And when we are in the same place at the same time, we'd usually rather be doing something else besides talking about student learning outcomes. So I thought maybe writing and emailing this around would be a good idea. Research, I thought maybe we could add a little bit more component of a research component in aesthetics, maybe. So that's the evaluation of the sophomore portfolio review. This is what we did. This is how we did it. So then I moved on to the junior portfolio review, which, and you don't have to do this, but I thought it would be useful to show a comparison. So I clarified that blue is sophomore, red is junior. And again, to get this, I did exactly what I did last time. Sophomore portfolio review, come over here, juniors, submit. And then, as before, I did a screenshot. Shift, Command, 4 creates the target. Click, drag, and then when you release the click, it takes a picture. And then same situation here. In Microsoft Word, you go Insert, Picture, From File, go to the desktop, find that screenshot you just took, click Insert. I'm not going to do that because I've already inserted it, but same thing here. I did the same method for figuring out what percentage of our 6 students met the outcome. 66% were proficient or distinguished. I noted our strengths, especially improvements here. That's another really specifically useful way to, a useful reason to look at the comparison between sophomore and junior. Guessing here at reasons for strengths. Smaller courses? Sure, why not? I don't know. I mean, they're out of aesthetics, so that's one possible reason, and Jen and Michael may come up with other reasons. Advanced courses will hone skills in all 4 areas. Great. We could still, areas for improvement, defense, it was still weak, and this is a weird one. Writing actually dropped a bit. Now, the big truth of this is we don't have a large enough sample size to draw conclusions. 6 kids versus 7 kids. But we are being asked to draw conclusions anyway, so I have. Writing dropped a bit from the sophomore portfolio review, right? Writing here in the sophomores is blue, in the juniors it's red, so it dips a little bit. So those are areas for improvement, proposed methods. intensify defense in theater history courses, clarify requirements for portfolio regarding defense. That was something that I talked about in the sophomore review, so I didn't feel the need to go into it a whole lot in depth. Writing, this is just something I've been doing in Theater 317. They submit an assignment to me, they get feedback, they resubmit the assignment. That should help bring up the writing, but I just created that process so it's not reflected in the portfolio. And then again, senior portfolio review, basically we're doing the same thing, lather, rinse, repeat, no big conclusions. And then for our fourth one, 434, we don't have anyone who's taken it at this time. So there isn't any data to report. So then what I've done is save this thing as a Word document, and I will make this template, I'll make this thing available to all of you if you want to use the template, or like I said, you can create your own. But that is an overview of how to read the data that we recorded and make conclusions and create this final document. Actually, what I'm going to do is there we go. I'm going to add that line in there so that it is an official meeting. Again, we're just going to email this stuff around, but there you have it.